The Lady Bears last inspiration for this Lady Vol team coming back.
Jones is 6'1" against Holtzclaw, 6'2" to jump center. Tennessee basketball. This is Kelly Jolly in the backcourt with Randall.
And Arkansas is a team that plays man-to-man defense.
Catching, the line drive, jump shot, offensive rebound, stolen away by Christy Smith.
We talked about the general. She takes care of the basketball, and she's aggressive on the defensive end.
This is Messer, who has had quite a tournament. She's going against Holtzclaw. No-look pass, knocked out of bounds by Tennessee.
It's interesting. Christy Smith set a high pick, and boom, she went right down. Kelly Jolly gave her a push. So this Arkansas takes statistics on their charges and blocks. So that'll be interesting to see how many offensive fouls they might call on Tennessee or charges.
Messer gets it low to Carlin. Back to Messer, the 7 on the shot clock, an air ball from long range. They can't save it. It's out to Tennessee. This is a very good long-range shooting team. You wouldn't know it from the first one, but the nerves have to be a little frayed right now for the Lady Razorbacks. And they go full court pressure.
They like to get that run and jump on you.
Holtzclaw, little weave outside to Randall, hangs in the lane and gets the roll.
And Tennessee will keep the pressure on you also, but Gary Blair coming into this game, there's two ways to play this Tennessee team, like in North Carolina or like in Alabama, where you just slow it down. But Arkansas's got to play their game.
Smith leans into the shot. Dixie Smith, the senior from West Lafayette, Indiana.
And their game is not to be intimidated. They have to keep attacking and look for the good shots.
Drop off the double team against Jolly, and she gets it up to Catchings. Holtzclaw, very unselfish player to Randall, in and out. Smith with another rebound. Smith, contact, goes down, never lost her dribble. What a great job.
Okay, I don't know why that kid does not wear knee pads. All over the place.
Lillis, 3 for 3, and she walked.
Now, see, I didn't think she got up out of the air.
I didn't either.
She had good bounce in the feet, never got up, and Gary Blair saw it, but
Jolly flashed in front of her, and the official saw something, either a shuffle or that she came all the way up. What we used to refer to as the up and down. Contact, the ball out of bounds. That'll go to Arkansas as they tried to hit Catchings long and missed.
you talk about that first game, and they'll get it out of bounds because nobody touched it, but how Tennessee really controlled the boards. Also, they forced those 26 turnovers against Arkansas, and they have really taken care of the ball in the tournament. They've done a much better job.
It's got to be sort of a scary game at the beginning for Pat Summitt. You know her kids feel they have a tremendous advantage coming in, but you're playing for the right to go to a championship. Messer with the miss. Stevens got the rebound.
And everybody's gunning for you. You're undefeated going into this tournament. And this is a team that they have played in the SEC. They've beaten them handedly, but also they're coming off a scare where sometimes it's the advantage. And I talked to Pat Summitt earlier. She said, you know, it's good that we had that game because now we're more prepared. We know we can't lose.
Holtzclaw backing in. Smith with a double team. Got the steal, but picked up the foul. She cannot afford to get in foul trouble.
Christy Smith comes up with, looks like a clean block, but you know what? Also, I'm going to keep an eye on Shamiko Holtzclaw. When she gets the ball, she seems to kind of lift the left foot, her pivot foot, and see if it's traveling. But Christy Smith comes up with a clean steal. But gets called for the foul.
The official who was really screened on the play from behind was the one who made the call. And Holtzclaw with a runner. Tennessee goes up by 2. Smith sets her offense. Jones a long way away from the basket. Picks up the dribble, knocked away. Carlin will fire from long range. Great save that time by the hustling Karen Jones. And no backcourt violation because Smith did the job. And Willett hits the 3. Those are the kind of plays they have to make.
Willett was 6 of 7 from three-point range against her first tournament game, and she is their key three-pointer. As a matter of fact, she's a freshman that has not started all season long until Gary Blair stuck her in the lineup with the NCAA tournament, and she has come through with them.
She's a freshman from Fort Cobb, Oklahoma.
But look at the great save by Christy Smith, and also the heads-up play by Willits to go and get the ball.
Randall, nice bank shot.
And that's where Randall is very difficult to guard. You think of her as a perimeter player at her size. At 5'10", she can face the basket. She likes to attack it. But Pat Summitt has used her a lot down low also to open up her big players, to take the big defensive players out of there.
Messer to Carlin. She missed. Jolly with a rebound. At least she tipped it away and picked up by Holtzclaw.
The other thing that makes this Tennessee team so effective is you've got players like Catchings and Holtzclaw and Randall can rebound the ball and then dribble it up the court.
4 for Catchings. And the foul on Carlin, that's already number 2 on Karen Carlin. And Gary Blair will get her out of the ball game in a hurry. Tennille Adams, the 6'1 junior, will check in for Carlin.
Not much contact. Straight up, Carlin is, but she had 24 points in the Hawaii game, played big and has double-figure scoring, but with her in foul trouble, that takes away the inside game of the Lady Razorbacks.
Catchings at the line where she's a 75.9% free throw shooter. 3-point play, and it's 9-5 Tennessee. Pressure, and they throw it away.
All year long, people have talked about this Tennessee team, how quick they are on the trap, and in the corner, you've got to get rid of the basketball before the 2 defensive players get upon you. So you have to have somebody open.
Randall will inbound. Jolly gets it to Holtzclaw, and they're going to call a walk on the All-American.
She has got that Michael Jordan move. When you pivot with your left foot, you have a tendency to shuffle it or lead with it. And Holtzclaw has a tendency to do that. As a matter of fact, in the Tennessean paper this morning, they had a cartoon where the mother was watching TV with the little girl, and the little girl turns and looks and says, "Look, Mommy, Michael Jordan's wearing Shamika Holtzclaw's jersey."
Yeah, but when's the last time they called Michael for walking?
Well, that's the NBA rule.
Out of bounds to Arkansas. They're down by 4 when we come back.
Life isn't just measured in days or years. It's measured in doorways and walkways. Or a favorite sweater, long outgrown. At State Farm, we give our policyholders a yardstick of their own. It's called the Family Insurance Checkup. It helps them measure their own needs and pick the coverage that's right for them. So call your agent for a checkup. Because insurance, like other things in life, is something you never want to outgrow.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I had a dream. I was out on the water, carving turns, having fun. I was popular and well-liked.
But then the dream turned into a nightmare when time ran out on the winter heat sale. I could no longer get at least $800 off select 97 Wave Runners with nothing down, no interest, and no payments till fall. March 31st had passed. Supplies were limited, and they ran out.
Then I woke up and realized they wouldn't still be running commercials if the sale was over. Yamaha, solid thinking for a liquid world.
I always knew it was a woman's prerogative to change her mind. Fortunately, she was dressed for the occasion.
Lee Riveted Flares, the new look of Lee.
Arkansas down 4 early. Head coach Gary Blair may have a unique way to get his ball club ready for the rematch with Tennessee. We asked him what it was.
What we have to do, we've got to go in there and play the game of our lives. But you've got to believe that dream. People have asked us, how much film have you seen on TV? Well, we'll see Rocky, we'll see Chariots of Fire, we'll see Hoosiers. That's all the film we need to see. We know Tennessee.
Well, that's one way to do it. You show them all the great things that can happen when you believe in that dream. And you can bet they came out here tonight believing that they could beat Tennessee. How long that belief will last is up to both the Lady Vols and the Lady Razorbacks. Teresa Jeter is in for the first time, that premier shot blocker, number 40 for the Lady Vols.
She made some big plays in that North Carolina game.
Holtzclaw for three, too strong. Messer on the run for Arkansas. She'll hold up and wait for help. Bad miss down inside by Tennille Adams, and Jolly hustles it back the other way. Carried it on her hip, and it's a travel.
What Jeter creates defensively for Tennessee is that quickness in the middle. There's not many centers at her size, and Pat Summitt has recruited a couple big centers for next year, is that the quickness that she has, and it's one thing Coach Wooden has always said, I'd like to have about 3 players that were always quick in those spots, that kind of, whether it would be at the guard position, the center's position, the forward position, that they were quicker than their opponent at that position. That's what Jeter gives them.
Kristen Clement is in for the first time, and she helped force the turnover with a full-court press. Her nickname is Ace, a moniker she picked up in the 8th grade, and what a tremendous future she has as a point guard and a shooting guard as well for Tennessee.
A big-time scorer at Cardinal O'Hara High School. As a matter of fact, the same high school that Teresa Brentz went to, and both players have their numbers retired. Brentz was the coach at Illinois.
Jolly directing traffic for Tennessee. Holtzclaw getting a breather on the bench. Clement, nice entry pass. They kick it back outside. Jolly for 3. Clement keeps it alive, and Jeter gets the rebound. Fresh 30 to the Lady Vols. Catchings cut off. Clement all the way, doesn't get the roll. Jeter with another rebound. Missed the shot, but draws the foul.
Tennessee so good at the offensive boards, and you can see the coaches for Arkansas just saying, look, we've got a rebound, you've got a rebound, and not give them second and third opportunities. I thought Arkansas did a good job cutting off baseline and forcing Tennessee to the middle, but they weren't getting the help.
Jeter, 8 rebounds, hit all of her shots from the floor, and had 11 points against North Carolina when they really needed her, because the Tar Heels played so well in that ball game. The previous games in the regional, we saw Jeter show that great shot blocking ability. Freshman from Columbia, South Carolina, she holds the single-season record for blocked shots for the Lady Vols. Smith double team. And a 20-second timeout by Arkansas. That Tennessee defensive pressure is making the difference right now.
Gary Blair knows that his team is not playing a near-perfect game, and they just have to calm down a little bit, trying to put them in the right spots when that defensive pressure comes upon you.
Blair's team down by 5. The keys to how both teams got to Kansas City. The turnover story for Tennessee, forcing 24 a game, and Arkansas only committing 11.3 right now. Tennessee having the better in that stat. Arkansas, great outside shooting team, especially in the tournament. 77% from the free throw line. And Tennessee outscored North Carolina 27-9 to make that great comeback in the last 7.5 minutes of their game.
And not only that Arkansas shot so well from the free throw line, they got themselves to the free throw line.
Tamara Stansel in for the first time. Catchings ahead of the pack. Contact, no whistle. Randall with a rebound, knocked out of bounds. And it's out to Tennessee.
Looks like a freight train. Tennessee just coming down. They are just horses going all the way down. Tamika Catchings misses a shot, but Randall comes up with a big rebound. They still get the opportunity to score here.
And these aren't plow horses either. These are thoroughbreds. And Smith is nailed. It'll go the other way. Smith makes the big interception, and she is drilled by Catchings.
And no more two hard-nosed players than those two as far as Catchings. Catchings has had some tough hits throughout the tournament. Always gets up. Christy Smith had her lips split open 4 times this year and just wouldn't come out of the game. As a matter of fact, they did have to pull her out and put 2 stitches in one game, and one of the times she bled was when they did play Tennessee.
Now, they did not call a foul on this play. And Smith is asking very rightfully why. She's double-teamed here, dribbles through it. Boy, she got bombed. They just called a turnover. Nearly the steal, and then Clement comes up with it, and a blocking foul called on Messer.
Well, Chrissy Smith is just trying to protect the ball, and Gary Blair is on the sideline just putting one hand on his hip and say, come on. They've got hands all over Chrissy Smith. Look at that little bump. Look at the little bump. And do you ride an offensive player on the defensive end like that with a hand on the hip?
Arkansas has committed 5 team fouls. Tennessee has yet to be whistled for one.
And Tennessee is the team that plays aggressive defense also.
Clement with that one-hand bounce pass, and Randall shows some style left of the lane. She has 6.
And this is what you would call maybe a smaller lineup with Catchings out of there, and you've got Randall posting up.
Just wilting defensive pressure. Smith, pull-up jumper from 14, doesn't get the roll. Tipped out of bounds, and it's out to Arkansas.
Good shot by Chrissy Smith, but you can tell she's a little tired on that shot, too, because the defense of Tennessee is really making her work hard.
Messer goes out, and Tiffany Wright comes in for the first time for Arkansas. Excuse me, it's Christensen, number 35. She's got the ball behind the Christy Smith screen. Too hard a pass for Adams and out of bounds. Christensen a little juiced up coming in the game.
Well, she adds instant points for this Arkansas team, and Gary Blair, I had talked to him before. As a matter of fact, he was saying, you know, she's such a talented player, but sometimes she can come in and just go stone cold on us, and I have to pull her out right away, but she's a very gifted athlete.
Well, he'll find out early whether she's on or off tonight. She's one of those very streaky scorers. Clement inbound, and they'll call a foul inside. Christensen picks it up, and you'd have to say right now, the officiating has been a little bit ragged. At one end of the court, you get somebody flattened and there's no call, and then you get a touch foul somewhere else. And that's the hardest thing for players to adjust to. They can't adapt to what style the officials are going to let them play.
And both teams are very aggressive on the defensive end.
Randall had it blocked. Christensen will get another foul, her second.
Randall really makes a nice move, cutting back to the middle. And Christensen just got caught behind her a little bit, but it shows you the strength and the speed of this kid, Tamika Randall, going by the defense and the power move up top. Christensen looks like she gets all ball, but it doesn't matter. Randall's winning.
Randall misses the first.
Randall's averaging about the same amount of points as she did during the season, a little over 15, but she's picked up on the rebounding. She had 13 rebounds against Rutgers.
Got 7 points in 7 minutes here. It's 13-7 Tennessee.
And see, now that's a tough play by Christensen. You cannot take one dribble and then just jump up in the air and pass the ball. Arkansas team is getting rattled by this defense of Tennessee, and that's all they want them to do. Turn the ball over, and if they don't come up with the steal, that's fine. Just come back down and force them to take a pressured shot.
7 turnovers so far. Randall and now Clement in the backcourt. Clement, baseline jumper, too strong. Here comes Christy Smith. Very aware where the defenders are. Smith to a wide open Stansel. And she'll miss the three-pointer. It's out of bounds again to Arkansas.
And those are the kind of breaks that Arkansas is going to need, even though the shot was missed. They're going to have to come up with more breaks like that out of bounds or for second and third opportunities.
Smith always seems to be able to find that wide-open player to get a good shot. Christensen, baseline jumper. Nice touch on the pull-up.
That's where she's so tough as far as pulling up for that jumper. She's also got a nice fadeaway.
Holds the ball back in, dumps it down low to Jolly, and Jolly calls for the travel. That's 5 mistakes by Tennessee.
Christy Smith was one of those players that played on the World University team this summer. They went over. Jim Foster was the coach, and Smith played most of the whole time.
Jones with a big mental error there. She just came up in the air, lost the ball. Stansel with a reach-in. The points off of turnovers for Tennessee throughout the regular season and the tournament has been the key to fueling that fast break offense. They just destroy you when you make a mistake.
Well, there's no question about it. And this is the kind of game right now that helped beat them against North Carolina. North Carolina was running them into the ground. And with the foul trouble that Arkansas is already in this first half, Tennessee slowly against North Carolina came back at the free throw line. Tennessee can run with the best of them, but they also can control the tempo when they can get to the free throw line.
Tamika Randall only needs 2 more points to pass Shamiqua Holtzclaw's freshman record, something Tamika Catchings has already done. There's the steal by Holtzclaw, but the ball was kicked, and it will go back to Arkansas on a fresh 30 on the clock.
This is an adjustment that Pat Summitt made in the North Carolina game when North Carolina was breaking Tennessee's press. She then put Holtzclaw up front along with Tamika Catchings on the ball, and the two of them were able to trap up front.
Bragg is into the ball game for Arkansas, and that is the first foul called against Tennessee in the ball game, and a wry yell goes up from the Arkansas faithful.
Well, you can't say that the fans don't know what's going on. They knew it was the first foul.
Comes at the 11:56 mark with the Lady Razorbacks down half a dozen.
It is the result of imagining without boundaries. Introducing the all-new...
Shamiqua Holtzclaw has yet to score. She only has 2 shots in this game. And yet there are so many weapons, they are still ahead.
And look at how close Arkansas is down, only 6 points, with all the mishaps as far as balls going out of bounds and the fouls being called against them.
Bragg and Christian ran together and lost the ball. So yet another turnover for the Lady Razorbacks. That is 9 in less than 9 minutes. Holtzclaw, baseline, forced it up and hit the underside of the basket support. Now a loose ball taken away by Arkansas.
Well, coming out of that timeout, they knew, Mike, exactly what you were thinking. They weren't going to Holtzclaw, and they come out and give it right to her down low.
Good, gets a high screen. Bragg, jump stop, and then she walks. And Jones running. 3 times Arkansas players have made the mistake of going straight up in the air without any idea where the ball's going to go afterward, and they've turned it over every time. Annie, that's 10 turnovers in 8 minutes and 46 seconds. You have a chance against Tennessee.
You're not going to win any games if you keep turning the ball over like that.
Holtzclaw pushing it up.
Nice crossover.
And gets the easy layup.
Just really pulled back, was going kind of like 3/4 speed, and then pulled to half speed with the crossover and made the nice move to the middle.
Biggest lead at 17-9.
And Arkansas, in breaking this press, the difference that they are doing, considered to North Carolina, is the fact that they're not attacking. They're breaking it and then just kind of turning and standing. It's like, then what do we do?
Kamara Stansell gets the bucket, also draws the foul. And she'll go to the line, a chance for a 3-point play. Holtzclaw picks up the personal.
You can see Bragg going down low and then coming up with the loose ball, and Pat Summitt knows that she doesn't like her team giving up not only the offensive board, but letting somebody penetrate that deep.
Stansell has 5, and that cuts the lead to 5. Randall. Just wouldn't go for him. Great drive, couldn't finish it. Ahead to Christensen. Cheater is back. She'll try the 3.
Arkansas was very fortunate that they did not get scored on, because on those break situations like that, Tennessee is just throwing over the top, and nobody's getting back.
They beat it easily. Cheater back out to Jolly. Catching. Mugged as she went down the right side of the lane.
The difference right now for Tennessee against Arkansas in the offense is that Tennessee is being the aggressor. They are looking to take the ball and attack, whether it be on the break situation or in the half-court game. On the other hand, Arkansas is just happy that they break the press, and it's like, ooh, now, okay, we'll work it, or do we go for the quick shot?
You've got to make somebody pay if they're going to pressure as hard as Tennessee. Catching gets the free throw. That was the 19th foul on Arkansas. Tennessee has been whistled for 2. 6 points for Catching. Saw her sister Taja in the tournament with Illinois. Missed the second one. And the rebound went to Carlin, who's back in there with two persons.
Arkansas is hanging around, though, Mike.
They're within 6, even with all those turnovers so far.
That's a tough pass. Christensen just never gave any spacing to Taryn Carlin to get that ball.
Put Carlin in a tough position. Tuesday, we'll have complete coverage of opening day in Major League Baseball on ESPN. You'll see the Royals and Orioles, Indians, Mariners, Rockies, and Diamondbacks in a triple-header on ESPN. Clement getting more and more playing time as the year wears along. Bad pass there. Picked off by Bragg, and Clement came from behind and committed the foul.
Lonnie A. Bragg could not get under control, but give her credit for stepping into the passing lane. One of the few times that you see this happen to Tennessee. That's a rarity right there, but Bragg cannot get control. She kind of slows up, and good hustle by Ace Clement to get back and knock that ball away, but they call a foul on her from behind.
Non-shooting foul, only the third against Arkansas. Another tough pass. Bragg comes up with it, and she is fouled, even though she can't hit the shot.
And you know, Arkansas just looks real sloppy with the turnovers and just having a tough time in that half-court offense, but they are staying right by Tennessee because Tennessee is not shooting the ball well.
Arkansas with almost as many turnovers as they have points and nearly as many fouls as they have both points and turnovers. And still, as you said, Annie, they're within 6. It's really rather amazing. Bragg from Arkadelphia, Arkansas, 53% free throw shooter and way short on the first one. And here comes Celia Anderson, who really came alive in this tournament against Duke, made some big plays. A woman who's only averaging less than a point a game. But you go with who's hot at this point.
And as a freshman, only 3 minutes a game.
Bragg missed them both. Clement sets the offense the way she wants with Randall as her backcourt mate.
Oh, great hustle. Bragg knocking that ball away from the bounce pass to Catchings, and the ball will go to Tennessee, but a great effort by Bragg.
11 on the shot clock as Jolly comes back in for Clement.
Holzclaw trying to set up herself as far as getting the basketball, looking for backdoors and looking for picks, and just kind of sneaks around that baseline.
Loose ball after the miss by Holzclaw. Bragg back the other way. They always want to get the ball in Smith's hand. Being guarded by Randall right now. Smith takes it down the lane. Pass. Back out to Christensen. Arkansas could really use the three here. They're the best three-point shooting team in the tournament.
Oh, nice
Smith
hands.
leans in, got it back. Basket, no, she's called for a travel. Oh, tough call on Christy Smith.
Christy Smith is so good at staying under control on the pump fake because she knows at her size, players always go up to block the shot. She got 2 of them up in the air, and they called travel on her.
I did not see the travel. Here's a 2-on-1. Randall, basket and the foul.
The thing is, for Arkansas, against this Tennessee fast break, basically getting the ball out of bounds, that Arkansas is not set up, is they've just got to plant somebody down at the top of the key. But here's the great move by Christy Smith. The ball is knocked away, and which was her pivot foot, the front foot or the left foot? She pulled up the left foot, but there, Randall gets it, and you just got to come back and get on the defensive position. And Anderson just kind of fell down.
Randall makes it a three-point play, and Tennessee extends its lead to 9 at 21-12.
And I think that's kind of a big turnaround right there.
Huge.
As far as, yeah, because they've got a chance to score 2 points to cut the lead to 4. And now it's at 8 because they don't get back out on defense, and they foul.
Right through the hands of Bragg, just saved it. Goes into the lane, missed the shot.
See, and Bragg had the opportunity to use the glass and kick her angle away. Nice
Catch it.
pass.
Beautiful pass to Holzclaw. a mistake at your offensive end. Tennessee seems to turn it into a 4-point turnaround. Biggest lead at 23-12.
And it's not just off the missed shot by Arkansas. It's off the, there's a great steal and a block.
Holtzclaw blocked it from behind. Look at the speed. Saved it somehow.
Oh, what a shot.
Holtzclaw with a tremendous effort.
Great job in running the ball down, then had the presence of mind to shoot a reverse from underneath the basket.
Smith back the other way, fouled by Stevens.
Catchings gets it out to Holtzclaw. Now, this is the play before as far as the break where she makes a nice pass to a Holtzclaw on the wing, but watch this play by Holtzclaw. Filling the lane, which Tennessee does so well, and it doesn't matter who's filling in the middle because they all handle the ball so well.
Smith, an exceptional free throw shooter. She's hit 18 out of 19 in the tournament.
I don't think Shamiqua Holtzclaw is used to running that fast, that quick.
No.
50 feet down and catching the ball up, but she did a heck of a job.
Messer comes back in for Arkansas, as well as Adams. And Smith, after the miss, only her second in the tournament. 84% shooter on the year. Hits him the second one. Jolly back in to run the point. Clement was in there with her. And that one's lost by Catchings. She just couldn't get a handle on it. At a timeout on the court, 7:48 to go. First half of play. Tennessee leads it by 10. Court, Annie was just superb in the win.
Leon Barmore knows that his team is very balanced. His starting five all average in double figures, but it was the perimeter players that really took over in this game with Jackson, Stallworth, and Maxwell. And that backcourt.
They racked up 38 points to only 12 for North Carolina State. And look at the fast break points. 19-0. And that's why Louisiana Tech has advanced to the championship game to meet the winner of this one.
It was because of their defense. They really picked up on their defense. North Carolina State really didn't know what hit them. They had a tough time running their half-court game. They wanted to slow things up, and Louisiana Tech just took it to them.
23-13, Tennessee with a 10-point lead. The Lady Vols going for their 38th straight win this year. Willits is back in the game.
You talk about this Arkansas team that can shoot the three-point shot. They're going to call a travel on Messer, and there's the 13th turnover in this first half for Arkansas. A travel. Close your mouth, Mike. I know.
Calls are a little scary right now. Let's see what this one's going to be. The officials staring at each other. Nobody's made a call yet.
Well, Gary Blair is so frustrated. He's talking to his kid Anderson and saying, look, we can't make those kind of fouls. It's a good hard foul. It's not a dirty foul at all. Catchings coming down the middle and getting fouled, but Holtzclaw, who can score a lot of points, sees the open player coming down the middle and shows that she's a very unselfish team player.
Anderson picked up her second on the replay. You can see she was moving into the pass of Catchings, who hits the first free throw. 7 points for Tamika Catchings. 24-13, Tennessee.
Well, Gary Blair is not unfamiliar in being at the Final Four. He was an assistant for 5 years at Louisiana Tech with Sonia Hogan and Leon Barmore, where they won the championship in '81 and then also won it in '82. And then he went to Stephen F. Austin, but he's been to a Final Four and knows what it takes.
Clement with the reach-in. That's the 6th team foul against Tennessee. And Gary Blair, the 13 seasons overall, including 8 at Stephen F. Austin. Former assistant coach to Leon Barmore at Louisiana Tech. Tonight would be his 100th victory at Arkansas. And this would be one he would never forget.
Well, dreams can come true. But right now, Arkansas has to take better care of the basketball and try not to get so many turnovers.
Back out to Smith. Tries to get down the lane, now pulls up with the jumper, short on it. Randall with a rebound. They haven't gotten many easy buckets either.
No, Tennessee has really made them work. They put the press on, and every time they've broken the press, as we mentioned earlier, they were unsure of it, and then they weren't aggressive enough.
Stevens with a miss, but the follow is good. Once again, Catchings is right there. And Catchings has 9. Lori Milligan, number 11, is in for the first time for Tennessee.
The two things Gary Blair said coming into this game, we're going to have to handle the pressure of Tennessee, which they've had a difficult time doing, and we're going to have to rebound. And that's another thing they're having a difficult time doing.
Messer went down hard on that tie-up. Possession arrow will give the ball back to Arkansas. And the Lady Razorbacks really need a bucket in the worst way. They're down by 13. And Tennessee just starting to dominate them physically.
Tennessee is playing good, solid defense, but they don't seem like they've had the intensity right now in this game that we've seen in the past.
Willits into the lane, kicks it back out. Smith will try a 3 from a long way out. Missed it, and it's out of bounds to Arkansas. They'll get a fresh 30 on the shot clock. They've hit only 5 of 21 shots from the floor to start this game.
Willits and Messer and Smith all can hit the three-pointer, but against this man-to-man, it's difficult to set up and get an open shot.
Great spin move on the baseline and the roll for Tennille Adams. That was pretty. Messer trying to pressure Jolly. Lori Milligan helps her break the press. Great ball movement. Catchings didn't want the shot. Randall, good catch at the baseline. Missed the shot.
Hard to pass up an open shot like that.
Messer pushes it up. She'll try a 3 and got it. That is a big shot for Arkansas. Those 3s will get you right back in the game.
Wide open for that shot. She didn't hesitate at all.
Backdoor to Randall. Missed the shot after a great move and a terrific pass from Catchings.
Tennessee not able to set up in that pressured defense as long as Arkansas can get some defensive rebounds like that and kick it out.
Smith pulls up the 3. Rimmed out on it. Out to Arkansas, and boy, Celie Anderson got away with one underneath.
They're about to do.
Yeah. Holtzclaw will come back in the ball game after a pretty good rest.
That would have been a big basket by Kristen Smith. They hit one three-pointer and then come back and hit another one.
Jones walks. The 14th turnover against Arkansas. Holy cow. How can you stay a ball game with 14 turnovers in the half? Holtzclaw with a miss. Great hustle there by Randall to get it back. Tennessee, as they do so often, getting those loose balls.
Arkansas going into a zone, one because of the foul situation, also because they're trying to force Tennessee maybe with some outside shots, but that time they get it inside.
Holtzclaw, nice through the defense. She has half a dozen. The lead is 10 again. Double teamed. Everywhere you look, there's a double team. And she throws it away to Randall. She's got Jolly on her left. Spins into the lane and scores. Not a bad freshman, huh? 14 points for Randall. And just as soon as Arkansas gets within 8, Tennessee comes back and explodes, Ann.
Tennessee just keeps coming at you, and they're a team that can continue to score and score, but they're also a team that can continue to score in spurts. And here an out-of-bounds play with Holtzclaw passing the ball, comes right down and sets on the fly. Good possession as far as getting the ball back and looking for them. Willits, on the other hand, not used to this kind of pressure. She can shoot the 3, but this is the one problem that Gary Blair has with her, is that she has too many turnovers, and the Randall in the open court is so effective in what she can do.
And you know the trap is coming. You can't let yourself go to the sideline and be trapped and then pick up your dribble.
And this is this Arkansas team that presses. They run the run and jump. And so they're not unfamiliar with any kind of trap, so they work on it every day in practice, and they're not breaking the press like they normally do.
Tennessee is scored 15 points off the turnover. Smith kicks it back to Christensen for three.
Well, Christy Smith is going to have to keep handling the basketball and dribbling through that and then kicking it back out to his shots like that.
Tremendous value to a point guard who can get some penetration. When you do, someone's left alone and she's able to find it.
I love the way Holtz Claw just sneaks underneath the zone. Even on the man-to-man, she's always roaming that baseline.
Nice job by Jolly to find her open.
And that's what Holtz Claw is so difficult too to guard, is the fact that she can be on the outside 1 minute and all of a sudden she's down low.
Adams leans into one, had it blocked, but the foul on catching.
In the beginning of the game, Holtz Claw was out facing the basket. Now Pat Summitt has put her down at the baseline. She's sneaking under that zone. She never got out of the key, but they did a good job finding her below the zone and just doing a good job with good balance and knowing where she is on the floor as far as getting the shot off.
Smith getting no breathers tonight. We don't expect her to get any. She's got to be on the court to make their offense work against this pressure.
She averages 36.5 minutes in the season, but coming in, she's averaging almost 39 minutes. So
I think that's going to go up, too. I think she's going to get a full 40 tonight. And I don't know what the holdup is. Gary Blair is over at the scorer's table. And somebody trouble with the contact lens. And it looks like it's catching.
Christy Smith is a two-sport athlete. I should say four-sport athlete in high school. She played volleyball, swam, but the thing that was so impressive, she was the 800-meter champion as a junior in Indiana. And so she is a runner. And that endurance from the swimming.
And the endurance from the running, and they're all going to serve her well as the point guard for Arkansas. It's been a game without a lot of rhythm so far.
And even though Tennessee's got a 9-point lead now, they really haven't taken control of this game, even with the turnovers that Arkansas has.
They're really not on their A game as yet. When they are, it's just a devastating basketball team. Adams at the line. She was a parade All-American coming out of high school. She played at East Chicago, Indiana. Came up big in the earlier tournament round against Duke for 14 points.
You have to remember the time that these two teams played was the first game in the SEC, too.
They've cut the lead to 9 with 3:23 to go. First half. Back in a moment.
The 9-point lead. One of the reasons, defense. They do such a great job of trapping all over the court. Right here, Tennessee wants you to get the ball deep in the corner right there. If you go to Samika Randall's side up the sideline, it's got to be a pinpoint pass to take away her quickness. If you're Arkansas, you want to put the ball in the middle of the floor, run your wings down the sideline. Now you have a 3-on-2 against Tennessee. That's the way to beat them. That's the way to get more turnovers. Tennessee creates so many points off their defense. There is a stat that does not lie. Mike, and?
No, and it's pretty tough for a coach. All he can say is, you know, you've got to do a better job of protecting the ball, but that defensive pressure is just withering.
And if you only have one ball handler out there that is willing to handle the ball, it makes it even more difficult.
Jolly working man-to-man against Christensen. Holtz Claw is pretty quiet in this ball game, but she can explode in a hurry.
Yeah, Mike.
She has 10, and you really haven't noticed many of them. 34-23. When it's done, she'll have 25 and 11 boards.
Another double-double.
Smith, a few times she's picked up her dribble, gets it to Messer, she's double-teamed, and they take it away again. Here comes Holtz Claw. Randall missed the shot, and Smith couldn't save it. Randall with a big smile on her face. She knew she missed an opportunity there.
It's easy for us to say, Mike, because we're sitting on the sideline, but when the double team comes, obviously you want to keep your head up and not dribble into it. You want to get rid of the basketball before the players get on top of you. As they are coming towards you, that's when you get rid of it. But your teammates have to get themselves open.
Holtz Claw with a fadeaway, the miss on the follow, a miss again. And it comes out to Messer. Tennessee hustles back on defense, and Messer kicked it off her foot out of bounds. Another unforced error for Arkansas. And Messer says, I'm whipped. She needs to come out of the ball game. And she'll get a breather. That's 17 turnovers. Today's Chrysler Student of the Game, Christy Smith from Arkansas. On her behalf, Chrysler proud to donate $1,000 to the Arkansas General Scholarship Fund. Kinesiology of the grade point average of 3. Some of us couldn't spell kinesiology, let alone take it. I still can't spell kinesiology.
Oh, you say it well.
Thank you. 2:07 to go first half. Tennessee in command. Holtzclaw to Jeter. Offensive foul, no basket. Jeter picks up her second. Guess who draws the foul? Christy Smith.
Talked earlier about this Arkansas team and the charges that they take. Jones probably leads this team in charges, but Christy Smith isn't too far behind. She knows with her size, once she gets down low underneath the basket, that that's all you can do is play position defense.
Now, she's not going to block a whole lot of shots, is she? 34-23, under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, she does have 2 blocks this year. I'd be proud of that.
Well, that's in this year.
Oh, yeah.
Nice catch by Carlin just to save the ball. Turnaround jumper won't go for her.
Carlin is another player that has a lot of ability. She's had to sit on the bench because of foul trouble and has not been involved.
What a pass by Clement. She specializes in those no-look jobs, and that was right on the money.
Arkansas has to give up one of 2 things. They either have to give up fast breaks like that, or they have to give up the offensive boards.
36-23. Christensen goes baseline, tries the runner, and won't go. Holtzclaw snatches another rebound. Catchings back to Jolly. Christensen got in the way of that one. Ahead and knocked away by Clement. Pushing match. Clement down on the floor. No whistle yet. Christensen will try a 3. What a huge play off that scramble.
I think she has an X right on that spot because that's where all 3 of them have been.
36-26. Catching. Tough fall-away jump shot.
Well, not a great balanced shot. She doesn't have to be falling away from the basket like that. As long as she's balanced on that spin move, she'll have a straighter shot.
Smith tries a 3. Just nicked the front of the rim. And now Pat Summitt will take a 20-second timeout. They can play for the last shot of the half.
Pat Summitt's face was so funny. He's like, what are you guys doing out there?
Coming up on the Lee Jeans halftime report with Robin, Mimi, and Rebecca, we'll take a look at NC State and Louisiana Tech, our first game of the national semifinals, and analysis of that. And Leon Barmore will join us live.
That shot by Christy Smith, we saw it happen earlier. The same succession as far as they had a shot on the wing, they hit a 3-pointer by Christensen, then they came right back down with a possession off a missed shot by Tennessee and had the opportunity to score a 3-pointer. Christy Smith tried it again for the second time and missed.
I was really surprised she didn't hold the ball and took the quick shot because they could have played for virtually the last shot of the half.
And the hard part is, though, you feel after your teammate hits a 3 that sometimes it just rubs right off on you and you hit another one and boom, you're back in it again. Their role may be the start of yours.
24 seconds to go in the half, 36-26.
Well, somebody has to stop the ball.
Randall lost the ball, got it back, missed again, tipped out to Christensen, and Clement will pick up the foul with 12.2 seconds to go in the half. That's 3 on Ace Clement. Randall just missing some shots inside. She does a good job penetrating the basket. Arkansas having a difficult time stopping that penetration, and really Tennessee unfortunate not making those shots, and fortunate for Arkansas to get to the free throw line. Clement will sit with her third personal. Christensen goes to the free throw line, 70% shooter. She has 8 points tonight. Been in double figures in 2 of her 4 tournament games. And as Haley said, she can be instant offense coming off the bench. They say she's either on or off. Well, she's on tonight. She's really helped them. This would cut it to 8. She came up big against Duke, where she had 14 points. The lead is 8 with 12.2 to go in the half. Wendy Willits will come back in. Keep in mind, Arkansas lost by 30 in their only meeting of the year with Tennessee.
And as we said, that was the very first game of the SEC Conference. Oh, letting them bring the ball up.
Holtzclaw kicks it off to Jolly, a great long-range shooter, and Kelly Jolly knocks it down. Nestor with a half-court shot, and that was a stake in the heart from Tennessee and Kelly Jolly. It took the lead from 8 back to double digits. And only the 4th point that the three Meeks had not combined to score in the first half of play. Randall with 14, Catchings 11, and Holtzclaw with 10. The halftime lead 11 for the defending national champions. Let's check in with Robin Roberts.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. And as you said, an 11-point lead for the Tennessee Lady Vols. Despite 17 turnovers by Arkansas, they're only down by 11. Coming up here on the Lee Jeans Halftime Report, Mimi and Rebecca will join me with analysis of the first half. Plus, Leon Barmore will join us. Of course, the winner of the game that you're watching will advance to play the Lady Texters, and we'll talk to Leon Barmore here on the Lee Jeans Halftime Report.
ESPN's presentation of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
With Lady Vols lead by 11. For Laquan Starworth and Tamisha Jackson combining for 34 points. Also 19 fast break points for Tennessee, for Louisiana Tech as compared to 0 for NC State. And joining us now, Leon Barmore, making the Lady Texans' 6th appearance in the championship game on Sunday. What was most impressive to you about your victory tonight, Coach?
Well, number one, I thought we did a great job defensing the perimeter. We knew that Melvin was going to get her points, and I thought they went to her a lot, but I thought we kept it from, their second and third player from scoring. And then our transition baskets were just blew the game open. I thought Maxwell, when she made a couple of those threes, really, we needed some points then. And I thought that offensively gave us a boost. And but I thought rebounding and transition and once again a pretty balanced attack offensively.
Leon, all through the tournament, your starters have averaged more than 30 minutes a game. And tonight, once again, you got 11 players in the game, but your starters still had over 30 minutes. Is that a concern, whether you play Tennessee or Arkansas?
Oh, yeah, it concerned us, but we've had to do it all year. I did think Priya Gilmore contributed greatly tonight, and I think Jamie Shepman, if I'd have given her more minutes, would have been fine. But we know that the 5 must do what they've been doing, but I think Monica Maxwell said it best. This is the finals. The adrenaline is high. They'll do a good job.
Another difference is you're going to get a day of rest. The last time you were in the title game in '94, you had to play back-to-back games, and now you do have that rest.
Well, that's very important to us, and you're right. We played one night and played the next morning at 11 o'clock in '94, so that's been a good move that our tournament people have gone to, and it will definitely help Louisiana Tech.
What have you seen in the first half here between Tennessee and Arkansas, Coach?
Well, I've seen a very physical game. I mean, my word, I don't think in my coaching I've ever seen a team in Tennessee that traps better, and they have the third and fourth guy rotate for steals, and if they don't get it, they get out of traps. I mean, there's no question they're the best team in the country. What we can do, I don't know, but I do know that Tennessee is such a great defensive team, mainly to the traps and the third and fourth guy stealing the ball.
Well, Leon Barmore, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you on Sunday. Your team back for a 6th time in the championship game. We're at the halftime between Tennessee and Arkansas. The Lady Vols with an 11-point defense to create those turnovers.
35 of the 39 points. They also have 15 boards between them.
And yet Arkansas out-rebounded them. I think another player, too, Kelly Jolly, had a 3-pointer, but she had 5 assists. She's a quiet leader for them.
Holtzclaw goes baseline. She loves the left baseline. A dozen for the All-American.
And what it does is when she pulls up, she has enough room where she's facing the basket, whereas if she drives the right baseline and pulls up the backboard and basket are out of the way.
Tennessee has its biggest lead. Carlin in the lane. She walked. Another turnover for Arkansas. That's 18 in the game.
Carlin averaging 17 points in the tournament. Has a big goose egg.
They need her to step up here in the second half. Ball's kicked. Shot clock recycles. Points in the paint in the first half, 26-2. But the only thing that Arkansas has been able to do is hit 4 out of 10 threes in the tournament. They have shot over 43%. They'll need to hit some more long-range bombs. Holdsclaw fouled as she goes toward that left baseline again. The foul will be on Messer, her second.
You could almost say that Tennessee has 41 points in the paint because most of them did come off those turnovers. This is exactly how the beginning of the first half started off, as Arkansas getting called for some fouls, and they got in foul trouble, and Tennessee was put at the free throw line very early.
That was almost a continuation call as well, as Holdsclaw was bumped on the way down the lane. Missed the free throw. Hit the second of 2. Biggest lead of the game, it's 14.
Usually this Tennessee team in the second half comes out with a lot of firepower.
Smith knocked away by Randall, feeds to Jones. The defense just destroys you eventually.
And those kind of passes, too, jumping up in the air over the top is going to make it more difficult as this game goes on for Arkansas.
Smith nearly lost it, got it over to Messer.
How many times has Catchings hit the ball? Are we counting those?
Foul's going to be called on Catchings inside her second.
You can see how quickly Tennessee, talk about, they just come on you, they pounce on you like panthers, and boom, all of a sudden they back off.
And all they leave is teeth marks.
So if this game continues as it does, Leon Barmore will be looking for his team to break this press.
Catchings out to Randall. Pull up over Smith. Got it. Arkansas now in real danger, down 46-28. Unable to score so far in the second half.
Who are the scorers on this Arkansas team? Well, look at the defense that Tennessee is playing. Their key defensive players are on the big scores for Arkansas, and they can't get a shot off.
Smith open for a 3. Can't hit it. Offensive rebound and a foul. Good job by Karen Jones, the senior from Corpus Christi. And Stevens will pick up the personal. That's 2 on her.
Catching makes a nice lead bounce pass to Randall, just very much under control. Lots of times she goes to the basket, but the defense was back and she pulled up. Easy shot. Those are the kind of shots that should be a layup, pulling up for a 5 to 8 footer on the break situation.
Jones, not much of a scorer, has only averaged 3.5 points a game during the tournament. That's her first one tonight. I wonder if Gary Blair tried to show him a piece of Rocky again during the half. Holdsclaw just so smooth, glides down the lane. Great feed to Stevens.
Even on the made shots, Arkansas cannot set up in a defensive situation to stop penetration by Tennessee. Quickly getting the ball out of bounds after the made basket, and they let the dribbler dribble all the way down the middle.
Great switch off the screen. They find a way to get to a double team no matter what. Here's a hold away from the ball. And it's going to be on Stevens, her third.
Holdsclaw, a little wraparound, a little hesitation, a little dish, and a little basket.
The inside game is all Tennessee. 30 of the 32 points scored in the paint have been for the Lady Volunteers.
And Arkansas just cannot get inside. Again, we talk about the defense of Tennessee, not only their height, but their quickness inside. And they do not allow Arkansas to get there.
Holdsclaw with the block and the recovery. Messer was trying to spin into the lane, and Holdsclaw with that great reach and the timing was right there.
The other thing Tennessee does so well is when they're passing the ball is they bounce pass. not everything is over the top, where a lot of players will have a tendency to raise their arms where women really aren't as strong, and also it's a telegraphed pass. And if it's coming from the chest area on a bounce pass, you can, if the defense steps in, at least hold on to the basketball and make that fake and then go somewhere else.
That's a great point. Randall will go to the line. She was fouled by Smith, number 2 on Christy Smith. Randall hits the free throw, and she has passed Shamiqua Holdsclaw's freshman record, as did Tamika Catchings earlier in the season. So both destroyed that great mark that Holdsclaw put up.
And Shamiqua Holdsclaw trying to catch Bridget Gordon, who holds the scoring record, also in the NCAA tournament.
50-29, trying to beat that pressure. Messer goes in against Stevens, too strong. Stevens, a good job just to get in the way. 3-on-1, Holdsclaw. Great body control.
Exactly, and Tamika Catchings off the missed shot. She just throws it out there for somebody to go run it down.
Willits gets it ahead. They beat the press this time, but it's unrelenting by Tennessee. Willits for 3. Tough shot, won't go. Saved by Willits. 15-footer. Won't go. Messer. Nice move by Messer to wheel under the defense. She has 5.
A nice opportunity for Arkansas to get 3 shots at the basket.
It hasn't happened enough for them, and Tennessee comes right back. Randall answers with a baseline drive.
You talked about the spurts, Mike, in the first half at Tennessee. Even though they would get those spurts, they just didn't seem in control. Now they seem in control, even though Arkansas is not turning the ball over.
Boy, they sure do. They just notched that game up a couple of times, and it's over.
It's a nice weave by Arkansas and the penetration by Messer.
First 2 points in the second half for Satia Messer. The lead is 21. Holdsclaw fouled again.
Holdsclaw again getting baseline. She is so tough when she gets the ball that deep because she's quick enough and fast enough, which are 2 different things, to get herself off the baseline and in a position to score.
Wholesale substitutions coming for Pat Summitt. 3 players at the scorer's table. You see a lot of people trying to body Holdsclaw and do anything they can. She says, the more physical people play me, the more intense I get, and it's a sign of an All-American.
Last year they did it an awful lot, and she wasn't sure how to handle it. They would double team her, triple team her, and Pat Summitt just took her down and said, look, you are this kind of player that can raise your level. You're that good. Then you have to look for your teammates. And that's where she's improved her game also, in the sense that she has played for Pat Summitt 3 years now and thinks like Pat. And so she understands where to be on the floor. And if she's getting double teamed, if it's getting physical, she takes her game to a different situation.
Tennessee has not missed a shot from the floor here in the second half. They are 6 of 6. Arkansas just really struggling. They've had virtually no luck. 2 of 9. Holdsclaw gets a breather. It's 55-33. Well, Arkansas made it a game for the first half, but they are on the verge of being blown out here in the championship semifinal. Clement with the steal when Christy Smith comes out with it. Jeter with a block. The follow by Bragg, and she'll draw the foul. Good hustle by Bragg.
Arkansas had an opportunity for a fast break situation, and Christy Smith chose to pass the ball on the right side, and there was a player wide open on the left side, which might have gotten an easier layup. Instead, Arkansas will take the advantage as far as going to the free throw line.
Lonnie Bragg will get a pair. 5'11" freshman. Bragg's 0 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. Came in only shooting 53%.
Shamiqua Holdsclaw taking a little breather, and I'm sure that in the situation now with the second half that Pat Summitt will continue her intensity on the defensive end, but might try and get some players to get in this game to give her starters a rest for the Louisiana Tech game. Leon Barmore alluded at halftime saying about the minutes that his starters play, and it might be a factor there. But I don't know, when you're at this level, when you're here,
no.
keep going.
It's like a hole away from the ball. They were pointing at Stansell. That will be her second. We've got a timeout on the court. Tennessee has increased its lead to 22, and Shamiqua Holdsclaw with 16 points tonight. That tremendous control that made her the player of the year. 22. We asked Pat Summitt to describe her All-American forward, Shamiqua Holdsclaw. Here's what she said.
She has a demeanor, a personality, an on-court presence that just really, I think, brings confidence not only for herself but for our team. And you know, she believes she's going to win every time she steps over the line.
And not only believes, but she forces the issue. In postseason, she has just been remarkable. This year, 27.5 points a game, nearly 11 rebounds.
That's what's impressive from the NCAA tournament as a freshman to now. It just shows you what a champion she is. As a matter of fact, she is going to be the only college player playing on the World Championships this summer over in Germany.
Kelly Jolly with the follow. The lead has grown to 24.
They've scored 18 points in less than 5 minutes.
They do it in bunches, and they, besides the points, they just break your will. Stansell with a bucket.
That's right. You think you get a run going, and all of a sudden things are falling your way, and boom, it snaps just like that.
Renee Laxton, number 31, is in for the first time. She got the miss. Contact underneath, and the official will stop the clock. As Randall looks shaken. And that'll get Holdsclaw back in the ball game. Tomorrow, the ABC Golf Tour will take you to Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho Mirage, California for the Dinah Shore, the first major for the women. Third round coverage begins tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern on ABC Sports. Lisa Lott Neumann has a share of the first round lead at 4 under par. Pat Hurst equal to that round today.
And boy, is it nice down in Rancho Mirage.
Jeter fouled on the way in. Three on Tennille Adams. Jeter, a freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. Another one of this wonderful recruiting class for Pat Summitt.
They call them the Fab Four.
Jeter's numbers belie her beautiful touch at the free throw line. She only shot 62% during the regular season. 24-point lead for Tennessee, and they're cruising right now, looking for number 38. Number 39 would give them a national championship. Jolly with a rebound off the miss by Christian. Tough catch, and Holdsclaw couldn't come up with it.
You're going to see Randall going up, and that elbow goes right into her nose. Adams catches her, and hopefully it's not broke. I've been there about 3 times. I go to the south. Is it left, right? I don't know. Well, mine's kind of like that, but hopefully it's not broke, and it's just sore.
Well, yours looks like if they broke it, they put it back in exactly the right position when they were done with it.
If I got something good over there, I can smell it with my left side.
Willison Smith in the backcourt for Arkansas.
And a good pressure defense by Tennessee, and Karen Carlin finally drops one down.
Andy, that's her first 2 points. She had averaged 17 points a game in the tournament.
She'd gotten in foul trouble early on and just really took her completely out of the game.
Holdsclaw from Clemens. Arkansas just has to work so hard for a bucket, and then Tennessee comes back down and seemingly gets an easy one.
Tennessee plays such hard defense that creates their offense. There they go again.
Smith against the double team. Holtzclaw comes out with it. Knocked away.
Smith from
Laxton
behind.
pushed, and that's going to be a foul on Smith, I believe.
Holtzclaw just kind of coming around. Christensen not playing hard defense at all. She's just kind of following around, like follow the leader. And you've got to be aggressive on defense and make things difficult for your opponent. And one of the reasons Holtzclaw might be having an easy time is she's got easy defense on him.
She's the last person out there you want to give an inch on defense. Jeter's wheeling into the lane, a blocking foul on Carlin. That's her third. And will be in the 1-and-1 for Tennessee with 13:15 to go in the game.
Gary Blair obviously concerned about the way his team is right now, but he's got to be very proud as far as a Cinderella team, a number 9 seed coming in. They were picked 8th or 9th by the SEC coaches to finish that low in the SEC, and they tied for 6th in the SEC at 7-7, which is the most difficult conference in the country, which some people question, but they've got an awful lot of good teams.
Oh, they're loaded.
Yeah.
The quality depth they have in the SEC.
The fact that you have 2 SEC teams here
says a lot, doesn't it? 62-37. Willits kicks it out to Christensen. Had the 3 and passed on it. Carlin hit hard. She got the bucket. She'll draw the foul.
Karen Carlin, only a sophomore. She was the SEC Freshman Player of the Year last year. This summer was able to go to the Pete Newell camp, which really improved her footwork and her aggressiveness. And she's really got some nice moves. She's a wonderful athlete. She was a state high jump champion in the state of New Mexico.
Now, that's something you pay for yourself, right? The
Yes.
big man camp?
Yes. The college players do, yes.
62-40.
Nice pass.
Clement, nice shift.
Tennessee, when they put the ball down low, they do such a nice job cutting down the lane, and their post players are very aware, not only looking for the shot, but for the cutter, and make wonderful passes. Arkansas trying to run that lead, but that defense is so tough.
Just running anything is very difficult against Tennessee. Carlin can't hold on to the hard pass underneath. That is the 20th turnover against Arkansas, and against Tennessee. If you don't keep your turnovers down, I think in single digits, you're not going to beat them.
The first half really hurt them. As Rebecca Lobo said, usually 17 turnovers in a game is fine, but in the first half, or any half, is going to kill you.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be out to Tennessee.
And coming out in the second half, Tennessee has just controlled the whole tempo. They haven't run quite as much as they did in the first half. They missed a lot of shots in the first half, and they didn't shoot the ball particularly well for 40%.
This may be on Holtzclaw. There was contact away from the ball.
The hardest part, too, Mike, with this kind of lead, which Tennessee has had a lot this year, to keep that intensity level going. And some people question, well, you know, you're up this far. Can you keep pressing like you do? Do you come up with the big plays? And the kind of coach that Pat Summitt is, she has continued to coach that way for 23 years.
They have won their 37 games by an average of 30 points. Look how quick Jeter is at the top of that defense. Smith gets farther and farther away on the lead.
Looks like a frenzy. A bunch of sharks coming at you. It's like wherever the ball was, they just kept attacking.
And will go the other way as Arkansas could not get to the boards, going for the offensive rebound. Foul on Christensen, her third.
The dejection of the Arkansas bench, the excitement of coming to a Final Four, and how proud they've got to be and being here in the first place, and really exciting to play Tennessee. I'm sure, too, that they had played them in the SEC and wanted to play them again to show kind of what stuff they had, and they didn't have it tonight.
Down by 24. Holdsclaw with 18 points. Missed the free throw, the front end of the 1-and-1. And we've got a jump ball situation. Possession arrow will give it to the Ladybacks. Timeout on the court, 11:48 to go. Tennessee on cruise control.
Able to control Christy Smith, active on defense on the ball, hands out in the passing lane, the intensity. Smith has struggled throughout the game. Look at that, quick hands, quick feet, then the dish, part of Tennessee's success. And you can see the Randall Dion Smith, what has happened with the turnovers. And then changing her direction in the backcourt has absolutely worn Christy Smith down. That type of pressure is what makes Tamika Randall so special.
And Nancy, obviously that pressure really wears on your stamina, and you have to be reasonably fresh to shoot the basketball. She's only 1 out of 9. They try to hit Smith. Randall, great pass to Jeter, and they score again. Tennessee's thrown it all at Arkansas here, and they stepped out of bounds on the inbounds pass. Smith very unhappy with the call. She thought she got bumped, and it's another turnover. And a timeout for Arkansas. Gary Blair wants a 20-second timeout to talk about it. And it looks like his record is going to finish at 22-11 this year.
There you see the steal by Randall. Randall is so tough. At 5'10", she has great leaping ability, and she's built so low to the ground, her center of gravity, that she bends her knees quite a bit, and that's what makes her such an effective passer, an effective defensive player, because she bends her knees, and then she's able to jump above everybody. And her size, 5'10", when she's down low, people don't see her.
And here's the turnover story as it has been throughout the tournament. They have simply made a living off their defense. The turnovers they force and the easy points they get off of those turnovers. Courageous effort by Smith. I don't think she has had a second of a breather tonight. Christensen against Holdsclaw. Backing into the lane. Holdsclaw got a piece of it, and they'll call Holdsclaw for the foul. That'll be 3 on Shamiqua Holdsclaw. Christensen will go to the line. She is averaging 9.5 points a game in the tournament, has 10 tonight. And she's 3 out of 3 from the line. Pat Summitt just 2 days away from going for a 3rd straight national championship. It would be the 6th of her brilliant career.
She's really had a lot of fun this year with this team. She hasn't had any disciplinary problems as far as these kids off the court. All these kids really work hard. They laugh out there, and it's loosened her up quite a bit.
Christensen with a pull-up 3. Didn't get it. Randall with another rebound. Clement is open in the corner. They got her the ball. She passed on the shot. Oh, what a dish. Ace Clement with a beautiful pass inside. She can just really light people up with her vision.
Clement was such a big scorer in high school, and she's come onto this team for Pat Summitt to play a role, and that's to dish it to some of her inside players, and just really makes a nice pass inside. And with her out on the floor, I have to tell this story. Ace Clement, Shamiqua Holdsclaw, and Tamika Randall, the GGs, the Glamour Girls. Tamika Randall and Holdsclaw and Clement can call themselves the Glamour Girls because it's a little group that they've come up with about the makeup. And Clement was a beauty pageant winner 3 times, the 3 pageants that she's entered. And so now they do this like kiss-kiss thing, this little Glamour Girl kiss, and so that's like their signature right now.
All our guys in the truck have picked up the kiss-kiss thing. It's great to watch. Sometimes we think they're getting a little too friendly. 10:39 to go in the game, 68-42. The lead is 26.
And again, the Lady Vols with their defense causing another turnover. The high this year is against Oral Roberts, Arkansas, 33 turnovers.
Randall, as they spread the court for her, Stancil commits the personal as Randall tries to get down the lane.
Stancil and Jones were kind of, or I should say, Jones and Tamika Catchings were kind of going at it, trying to set a pick. Catchings was for Randall, and Randall, again, with her quickness, her adept ability to handle the basketball with both hands, able to take it and create a foul.
Randall, 6 out of 7, now 7 out of 8 from the line. She has matched her jersey number with 21 points. That is her high for the tournament. Coming in, she'd had 15, 10, 17, and 20.
And her numbers will continue to go up as the years go by.
The pressure never stops, and another steal. Catching. Pick this one off.
It looks like you're wide open, and all of a sudden a body flies out of nowhere to get a hand on it.
24 turnovers. Catching down the lane. Missed the shot. Jeter kept it alive. And Tennessee will take a 20-second timeout as Holtzclaw got the loose ball on the baseline. Sunday at 6 o'clock on ESPN2. We hope you'll tune in for the Nike Hoop Summit featuring the top high school players from around the country. They'll go against a group of international all-stars from San Antonio. Some of the former participants in this game were Kevin Garnett, Stephon Marbury, Sharif Abdul-Rahim. You'll see the stars of the future at the Nike Hoop Summit Sunday at 6 Eastern on the Deuce. Clement to inbound. Tennessee up by 28. Catchings down the lane again, and she just matched her career high. Oh, excuse me, that was Catchings who got the bucket. I thought it was Randall there for a second. She's on the verge of matching her career high at 24.
One of the Meeks. You're safe in saying that.
That's right. Christensen fouled by Clement. That's 4 on Ace Clement. Christensen will go to the free throw line. A lot of the fans, except for the ones wearing orange, already leaving the Kemper Arena as this game was decided a long time ago. 13 points for Christensen. She's hit every free throw.
9.5 minutes left and 28 points to get to the century mark for Tennessee. Does not seem unreasonable. They've done it 5 times already this year.
Right now, what Pat Summitt is coaching for is preparation for Sunday night's championship game. She wants to keep this team at a very high level and not let them get sloppy in the last 9:22 on the verge of another national title.
And it's a great challenge for them to keep the intensity level going. When you have this kind of lead, and sometimes when the crowd isn't in it as much and you don't feel the pace going with you and all the adrenaline is going, it can take you out of it. But I think it's important for Pat Summitt and any coach that is at this level. These are the players that got you there, as Leon Barmore has said with his team, his 5 starters. I mean, they've just got to suck it up and go. And he does have a good bench. His bench came through for him today and stepped it up. And he knows he can rely on some of those players. But in the end, it's going to be the 5 players that really got you there.
22 for Holtzclaw. Tennessee leads the nation in scoring, 88.8 points a game, and they lead the nation in victory margin, 30.1 points a game, and right now they're up by 30. This is just your average game for Tennessee. Final 4 or not. Randall in and out. Holtzclaw, foul.
The offense,
on Adams or 4th. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, Mike. The offensive boards. They get the break situation going. They don't score off it, but they get 2nd and 3rd opportunities. And they're a difficult team to screen off. One, they're quick jumpers. And the other thing is, it's tough to get a body on them because they move so quick to the basket.
this one.
She has struggled in this game, but has picked up her free throw shooting this year, which really was not strong. She was like a 60%, 65% free throw shooter last year and really concentrated on it.
She's 6 out of 10 from the line tonight. It's funny you say struggled. She got 22 points, 9 rebounds, make it 23 and 9. Somehow, even when she scored 10 points in the first half, it was very quiet. You didn't seem to notice anything at all. The numbers are always there when she's done.
You always notice the outside shots a lot more because they can seem so spectacular, and you remember that.
Another ball knocked away. Clement leading the break, and Clement will be called for a travel as she ended up with the ball in both hands. That's a no-no.
You get in a situation like this, too, as you as Tennessee get a little sloppy, too, sometimes.
Sure. Very difficult, even with a coach telling you how critical it is. And you want to play well in the Final Four when you're up by 30, 32 points to keep that intensity up is virtually impossible for human beings.
No question about it. And Gary Blair's team, I think, too, they were out on the West Coast for 2 weeks. I should say, I don't know if it wasn't exactly 2 weeks, but it was close to it. And that time change and then having to come back to the West Coast, believe me, they were very happy to be out there.
Messer dishes it off on the baseline. Nice drive by Adams. The pass right in the hands of catching. She couldn't hold it. The Holtzclaw comes up with it.
He doesn't go out of bounds for Tennessee.
No.
Oh, that one.
Well, that one did. That's the curse, isn't it? Somebody said 18 out of 19 free throws. You mentioned that. They miss. You say it doesn't go out of bounds, and what's the next thing that happens? The wonderful world of broadcast. Jolly will come back in, and Clement sits down. And they're going to get Lori Milligan in the ballgame. She's getting some extra playing time on those very bad knees. A young lady that's unable to practice, shows a lot of courage, still wanting to be part of this team and getting some minutes down the stretch here.
She's the lone senior on this team. Everybody else will be coming back.
Stansel runs a cut through the lane. Jeter intercepts, leads the break.
Jeter handling it up the middle.
Apparently she can do anything. You know she can block shots. This one's stolen by Adams. Jeter is back. Adams leans into it, and because of Jeter's got it deep strong.
Nice rebound by Holtzclaw, but that's what Jeter creates. Even if she doesn't block the shot, she makes the opponent change their shot and think about it.
Crowd very, very quiet. Catching's knocked away again, this time by Lonnie Bragg.
Good hands by Bragg.
Messer will try a three. Won't go. Follow doesn't go for Bragg. Even when Arkansas looks like they're going to get something easy out of it, they don't.
And you can see Pat Summitt very upset about half-court game. She's saying, set the ball up. Let's not go one-on-one.
Jolly, three, and nobody came to help on defense. (77-46). We have a timeout on the court, 6:36 to go, and we will have our participants for the Final Four. Louisiana Tech and now Tennessee cruising to a win here over Arkansas.
I feel an opportunity for this team in particular. I mean, it's not about all those other championships or the other players or the other coaches, or it's not even about our fans right now. It's just about these players are really special, and I just feel a commitment to do everything that I can as their coach and as a coaching staff to put them in a position to be successful.
You know, Annie, that's interesting. I would have thought that Pat Summitt would have said, yeah, sure, there's a lot of pressure to win a third championship, but maybe that's what makes her so unique.
And maybe she's been through this enough times, and this team is loose. It's made her, as we talked about, a little easier going. But I think it's also about tradition. This program has such a great tradition, and she keeps getting wonderful players in this program, and they know that they have an opportunity to go to the Final Four and win a national championship. So that's not pressure. It's a matter of these players wanting to be able to go somewhere and have that opportunity.
They have won titles in 87, 89, 91, 96, and 97. That is an incredible streak for Pat Summitt, and I hope you'll get a chance to see part of the film that HBO did on their championship last year. Some great scenes in the locker room and great scenes on the sidelines with Pat Summitt and her kids.
And as you always, this team has been talked about as one of the greatest teams around. And you look at last year's team, which was not a super team. The fact that they had 10 losses probably weren't the best team in the tournament. Stanford, I thought, all season long with Tara Vanderveer's team, they hit one bad game and it took them out of the final. But the opportunities, that's what coaches and players talk about, opportunities. But this team being undefeated will go down in history as one of the best teams.
If not the best, if they can go to 39-0.
Well, then you got to wait till next year. Are you going to be saying that next year, too?
That's right. Smith finally gets free, comes up short on the jumper. Stolen by Stansell away from Milligan. And then they go for the double team, and Milligan got the reach-in foul. The Three Meeks have scored 58 of the 77 points. And, of course, they didn't have Catchings and Randall a year ago. It really upgraded their athleticism, and it meant you could do everything you wanted to shut down Holtzclaw, and Catchings and Randall could still kill you. And if you wanted to concentrate on somebody else, depending on the strength of your defense, there's always going to be two of them left.
No question about it. And look at the shooting percentage. Randall had a difficult time. She was 7 of 19 from the floor, but the opportunities that she gets as far as scoring and having the ball in her hands, and Chamique Holtzclaw, I thought, did a nice job tonight passing the ball and looking for her teammates and getting them involved.
Holtzclaw gets the ovation as she leaves with 5:48 to go.
And another double-double.
That's all she gets.
One of those triple-doubles, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Pat Summitt told her, don't sweat the assist. You're not out there to lead the team in assists, although you get the feeling she could. Stevens tries a long-range shot. 5.5 minutes to go. The lead is 29. Christy Smith has not had the big game tonight, but the people of Arkansas have absolutely loved having her in the program. She's a senior this year, and she's just given them their heart and soul.
She has been a wonderful player in the SEC, and she finally got paid off, too, by making first-team All-SEC this year.
Kelly Jolly, talk about someone who has a lot of courage. She was such a great story a year ago in the Final Four. Jolly now has 11 points tonight. They normally don't look to get much of a score out of her. Smith. She'll draw the foul from Renee Laxton.
Christy Smith did not have the opportunity to get to the basket that much tonight. She is wonderful at creating fouls and getting herself to the free throw line.
Smith hits the first. Four points for her tonight. Jolly comes out, and there's Catchings. They both get a nice round of applause. And what a following the Tennessee basketball program has achieved. I mean, their fans, they'll just go anywhere where there's a basketball game. And if your school was that good, you would too.
Some of the top programs in the country have great attendance, and Tennessee is one of the top ones, along with Connecticut. And there you see Chamique Holtzclaw sitting right next to Pat Summitt, whether it's Pat Summitt's chair or not. That's been a thing all season long, whether she played good enough to sit in Pat Summitt's chair when she's done. But the great conversations that they have about the game and things to look for, and we said how things have kind of rubbed off. And when she was a freshman, she was homesick. She wanted to go home, didn't know whether she could play for Pat, and her grandmother said, "You're staying. You're going to play for Pat Summitt." And it's really been a family atmosphere with these players.
Well, it is easy to forget just looking at people on the court. And Christy Smith is leaving the court the first time she has come off to the bench tonight. Just a tremendously courageous performance But we forget that these are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids who have to make all the adjustments every other college student has to, and go out and play big-time athletics as well.
I agree, and to come into a program that's high profile and to have a schedule, well, with any program, but to have a schedule to adapt to your classes, to adapt to your social life, you adapt to your teammates and the kind of coaching that's going on. Are you going to play? Aren't you going to play? You miss home. I think it's difficult. I'm a big proponent of the freshman rule, which will never come back again.
No.
On the men's level and the women's level, but you have to adjust, and I think that you've got to give time to people, especially when they're freshmen, and let them grow.
Adams at the line with 4:31 to go. 7 points for Adams. Coming up, Reese Davis, Stuart Scott with SportsCenter. We'll have a report on the Final Four, the Bulls and Hawks, and highlights of the Tournament Players Championship, which to me is still the hardest golf course on the face of the earth by 10 shots.
You're going to give me 10 shots, huh?
I couldn't beat you by giving you 10 shots. And I would be trying to beat you.
The other thing I wanted to say is that, you know, the commitment these college kids make to their programs, and this is such a wonderful time in their life to be in college. And I know that Peyton Manning didn't know whether he was going to leave school early, and as a matter of fact, talked to Pat Summitt, and she said, are you enjoying yourself? Are you having fun? Then why go out and get a job? You have to work the rest of your life and enjoy this time. And I'm sure it's just one of the many people that Peyton Manning talked to.
Stevens with a miss. Laxton picked up the loose ball. Clement down the lane. Spun out on it. And now Kerry Satterfield, the junior from Mountain Home, Arkansas, will run the ball club in the last 3:45.
And I think it's important, too, Mike, for these students to understand that this is an important time in their life, and education is important to them, and it will be important to them when they get out of school.
It'll be Tennessee ball when we come back. 3:31 to go in the game. The lead is 29. Stay with her.
I got one of the former stars at Tennessee, Nikki McRae, with me. You played in 1995 in the game that UConn beat you. Tell me the difference between your team and this team.
Oh, the biggest difference is that Tennessee is definitely more athletic than we were in 1995. And definitely the three Meeks, they definitely have it going on. They are really taking control of this game. And I'm so proud of this team, and I'm just proud to be an alumni from the University of Tennessee.
All right, I got to ask you one quick question. You played on the 96 Olympic team. How could the Lady Vols right now compete against that team of talented all-stars?
Well, you really can't compete against the 1996 Olympic team because, I mean, that team was so great. But this team here is on the verge of becoming a great team. I think they're going to win the whole championship, and it's just going to be it's a great atmosphere for women's basketball right now, and I'm just proud of the Lady Vols.
Mike and Annie, I think Nikki's just wanting to party with the Lady Vols this weekend.
That's right. I want to party right after the championship game on Sunday.
Well, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Mike.
Nancy, you'd hate to bet against their opportunity, and there's something else I wanted to get Nancy involved in. Is Holtzclaw's already left the ball game, but as a junior this year, now with the Pro League that Nancy's so familiar with, and will be a coach and general manager next year, what is the chance of Holtzclaw coming out as a junior? She'd be the first woman to do so. I know you've talked to her about it.
Well, I think what she's thinking right now is that she's very comfortable, as Annie said, in school. And Pat has just said, look, if you think you want to come back, you think you want to go for the challenge of another potential national championship and be a part of history, then stick around one more year. June Holtzclaw, her grandma wants her to stay in school and get her degree. And I think Shemeka just might do that.
What is the deal with the potential insurance policy, Nancy? Because we hear so much about the men staying in school, but they're insured for $1 million or more against injury.
Again, just kind of getting on the back of what you guys spoke about, I think that the NCAA is going to have to and will recognize that we're in the business of basketball right now, and Shemeka Holtzclaw is a commodity that's worth a lot of money. And if she sticks around in school, she needs to protect herself because that's income in the future. God forbid something ever happened. You got to think that she thought about that when Focal and Nygaard and Nikisha Sales went down.
All right, Nancy, thanks very much. And as a player, could she come out now? I mean, is she good enough to go to the next level without the extra year?
Well, there's no question you're at the next level. But like you said, too, you're talking about a bunch of 18, 19, 20 years old.
Right.
And Pat Summitt and a lot of these coaches make a difference in these kids' lives. When you go out into the job world and you're going to make some money, I'll finish it up after this commercial.
All right. 1:21 to go in the game. We'll be back in a moment. Now they lead by 32. And that's just slightly above their average victory margin. Tamika Randall, our Nike player of the game, 22 points. She hit 8 out of 9 free throws and had 8 rebounds in the ball game. Always seems to be, and deservedly so, one of the Meeks.
She was exciting to watch tonight, and I thought a lot of it had to do with her defense. She got points off her defense.
Back to the point you were making about Chamique Holdsclaw.
I'm really a proponent that I hope the women, Mike, can learn from the men that you only have exceptions, and I really think your education is what's important. The league has just started. The league's out there. We've had pro basketball for a long time. It's been over in Europe. They've had the opportunity to do it. So why did they not think about leaving it then? They probably could have made more money. You've got to stay in 4 years. What are you going to do after you're out of basketball and 30 years old or whatever? These men, they don't have an education. They made this money, but where did it all go? And I think the women have to take the right road and learning from the men that have really not been successful in the league, even though the money's still not there in the league.
That ball was knocked out of bounds with 46.8 seconds to go. The lead is 30 for Tennessee. Quickly look ahead to Sunday night. What do you see right now?
Well, we saw Louisiana Tech go up and down against North Carolina State. Can they do it against Tennessee? Can they break this press? Can they take care of the basketball? They will try and push it, I'm sure. Rebounds are going to be a key, and the pressure defense is going to be a key on how well the teams handle the ball. Because Louisiana Tech can put some pressure on you, too.
You saw Nia Butts in the game for the first time with those legs heavily wrapped because of the shin splints she has. And Christy Smith getting the nice ovation as she left the court for the last time as the Lady Razorback. 27.8 to go. Here are the brackets. Louisiana Tech, if you joined us late, eliminated North Carolina State in the first game here in Kansas City. And Tennessee will meet them on Sunday night right here on ESPN.
And how apropos, the teams that started out number 1 and 2 in the country will play each other for the championship.
And it will be a rematch of the first game Louisiana Tech played.
Which was in Knoxville.
Yeah, tough place to start, huh? Laurie Milligan bringing the ball up with 1 second to go, fires it toward the glass, and that is it. Tennessee has coasted to its 38th consecutive victory of the season, 38-0, and earned the right to go to the national championship game again behind the three Meeks. Once again, the final score, 86-58. You're watching ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Ann Myers, Nancy Lieberman-Klein, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Kansas City. Sports Center is next.
You may never see flakes again.
And your hair looks great.
Glad I didn't do something stupid like shave my head.
Head and Shoulders changes dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
ESPN's exclusive coverage of the Women's NCAA Championship is brought to you by the U.S. Army. Be a part of the toughest, smartest Army in the world. Be all you can be. And by Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
Welcome back to the Kemper Arena for the national championship. Louisiana Tech and Tennessee. The sellout crowd here expecting a close game tonight as opposed to the two blowouts in the national semifinals. The First Plus starting lineups are brought to you by public address announcer Wendy Graver.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to